say about myself, I'm Natasha. I have like about 5 years of experience working in the identity access management domain. Uh, like I have majorly worked with some of the banks like Royal Bank of Scotland and NatWest. So that's pretty like a intro about myself. So let me start with what I am and what we're gonna do and what we're gonna cover. So it's gonna be a 3 day training, like for today and tomorrow, and then day three will be Wednesday, and after that we'll be having a question answer session with me. So like if you do have any questions, or if you have any doubts with my presentation or anything like related to IAM, you can please reach out to me or ask me out. So these are the topics that we will be covering for today. So today, like I will be saying what is IAM, its introduction, and what are the key concepts and technology that will be used. Few of you already know about like how this is being configured, or about the terms that it's gonna be the term that is used in all around the technologies. Like it's not something different with respect to other technologies and IAM, but it's how it is being used is what the use cases refers. And then please stop me out if I am going like a bit speed, or if you can't get what I'm saying. So, identity access management is like information security discipline. If I have to say that, like, it's one of the major domain in cybersecurity. As cybersecurity has 8 domains, identity access management is considered as one of the like major domain, because like it forms the basis, how users use, not only users, how all the assets and how the users and all the other things that is existing in an organization is configured, and how it is maintained and it is managed. So like we will be seeing about uh, how it is being onboarded, and how it is, what are the steps that is involved in onboarding, and what are its life cycle, and how it is being offboarded. So the main thing that we have to ensure and keep in mind before doing anything with respect to security, or with respect to like identity access management, CAA, this is called as like a cyber trade, like, which is confidentiality, integrity, and availability. When I say about confidentiality, the things that is being provision, or there is anything that is being available, it should be confident enough to only for particular persons. If I say an example, if myself and other 2 members are exist in a team, uh, three of them will have the same access, but for a particular application or particular resources, their access will be restricted based upon the rule. So that access has to be like confidential, from the rest. So we have to configure and implement the roles based on that. And when I say about integrity, if you are sending any data or any messages, it has to be sent the same to the receiver. Like there should not be any tamper or altering to the data in between the transfer. And availability. If availability in the sense the data which we want to access or process has to be available when and where we are required. Like if there is any downfall of for any databases or servers, we have to be there has to be like a contingent server in place. So if a primary server goes down, we can take up the contingent server, and like we can retrieve the any information that we require from that. And why it is considered important? It's considered important because it will standardize the framework how it is being managed. Like it will also have to be has to be compliant enough. Like it has to uh, follow the principle that is set by ISO. Like it has to follow the principle of ITIL, Prince, and the other Scrum and other certificate, other framework that is exist in the technology domain. So what are all covered in IAM? So identity access management covers of user onboarding, the access provisioning of the user, deprovisioning, and how the data are being managed, or how the access is being managed, how are the roles are being configured, and what are the rules that we configure, or we provide to the users for the access provisioning, and how the data are being monitored, and how it is being audited, and when I say about audit, all those audit are like what is the frequency of audit, and how who are the who will be performing the audits. So all this will be covering under IAM. Uh, so IAM helps to authenticate the right person, like by comparing its user identity and their authentication, and allows the user for the further process. So the benefits of IAM are as follows. IAM allows the technology to leverage to automate, because when I say about IAM, the early dates, even now, many of the organizations still in using legacy systems. It is because they are not sure how it's gonna be if they automate the process. So we are still lagging with legacy systems, even though like if we have necessary tools to automate. So IAM like helps to uh, automate the workflow, from the workflow to all the process, and providing least privilege access. Uh, do anyone have any idea of what's least privilege access?
The normal access or maybe least privilege would be like, when a person is entering an organization just to enter. For example, in case if you go to attend interviews for any organization, we'll have the least privilege just to use access, maybe to go to a restroom or canteen, something like that.
The same kind, yeah, required. The same kind will be applied to the application success. So if a user is being onboarded, he or she has to be provided only with the least privilege access. When I say least privilege access, it's also called as birthright access. So he will be provisioned with an access which is only required to perform the day-to-day required activities. So for any further access requirement, he or she needs to raise a request. So and it has to go for some approvals. We will see further about that maybe in the further slides. As I said, there is a standard process available for all the application access, not only with application access, to whatever the access an employee requires. There is a standard process. Only this is how it has to be followed. It helps us to track if there is something go wrong in between. It helps us to track us between, and to go or continue or troubleshoot that from the place where it has been left. So as I said, it all IAM solutions and tools has to be compliant enough, following the framework that is existing. So IAM is kind of compliant to all the technologies. So if you have the efficient IAM, it also increases your productivity with user satisfaction, and the way it is being implemented and configured plays a major role with this. And it also IAM provides improved security and reduced risk. Like when I say risk, it will be majorly categorized for used for change management purposes. Like we have different types of access control that is being exist. Not all of these are currently in place with every organization. The famous one, or the familiar one that every organization is uses, role-based access control. So all other are meant or used for only for any certain purposes. This mandatory access control, it is used for government and military agencies, like for top confidential things. So none of the organizations that employs it's not advisable to use mandatory access control. And discretionary access control, it restricts access based upon the identity of the object or subject. When I say identity, it is a unique attribute for each user or system, whatever that is being exist in our network. Rule-based access control. So when I say rule-based, we will have a pre-configured workflow. If a user enters into organization, the workflow will be auto trigger, and the user will have the necessary permissions or privileges based upon the rule that is being already configured. And it's also can be configured based upon any department, any role, or whatever the category the organization wishes to configure. So physical access control. Physical access control pertains to identity card access for any rooms or any servers or any data server rooms or any data warehouses. Like it will be maintained by having the identity cards or any cards that is being provided. Role-based access control. Role-based access control provides on tracks privileges based upon the role of the users. So for an application, we might have like 20 or 30 roles depending upon the usages and the requirements. So when I say role-based, each and every role will have a unique set of permissions, unique set of profiles that will be created for each role, and the requested that is being request the permission that is being requested by any user will be provided only for that role. So like it will be easy for us to categorize roles and to provide access. Attribute based access control. When I say attribute based, it is based upon an attribute or a specific entity the user or other things that is being entitled to. So all the access restriction or access provision will be based upon that. So policy based access control is that like we have to form a policies procedures which has to be approved by our application owners and stakeholders. So once it has been approved and it has been established, like the application provisioning or what the other things will be based upon the policy how we have configured it.